Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. Hope you all are fine. So, this is going to be the fourth lecture of the chapter that we were learning light, reflection, and refraction. So, in previous three lectures, we have covered some of the topics like introduction, reflection of light until the sign convention of spherical mirrors, and then we have covered the image formation by a concave mirror. And also, we have saw the uses of concave mirror. If you haven't checked the previous videos yet, then it is in the I button. Please check it as per your convenience. So, without much delay, let's get start to the today's topic, where we will study about the image formation by a convex mirror. And to know so, or to do so, what do we need? We need some of the rules that will be followed by light while making the image in front of convex mirror. Means if the object is placed in front of a convex mirror. So, at that time, what kind of image will be prepared by such convex mirror? That image to manufacture or that image to create, the light will maintain certain geometries separately in case of convex mirror. We have saw in case of concave mirror, we have saw that light were maintaining four rules: rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, and rule number 4. Those rules we have discussed previously in our previous lecture. So, here it was rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, and rule number 4. The similar way we are going to define the rules of drawing the image in front of a concave mirror in today's class. So, for the sake of the time consuming session it was in previous videos, and few of you were just telling that sir, make it shorter videos. So, I thought like explaining all these terms, it takes time. So, in the classes also, if you are going to cover this chapter of light very smoothly, then perhaps like 3 weeks it takes to cover the chapter entirely. So, 3 weeks means 40 minutes of class continuously for 3 weeks it will go. So, you can assume how long duration it is required genuinely to cover such kind of chapters. So, if I have to cover the chapters in a short, then I need to cut out my explanation. So, that I can't, I guess. So, here I have made it short by noting few of the things previously that takes time actually. So, the rule number 1. So, in today's class we are going to define the rule number 1 firstly, okay, and that is maintained by light when it is just about to make some of the image in front of for a convex mirror. So, the rule number 1 will be that if here one thing to note that the focus and the center of curvature of convex mirror is always at the back end of the mirror. That's why they are the virtual points. Really they are not existing. That's why you say it as virtual points. That means if you want to place a screen on focus, then you are unable to do so. Fine. In a similar manner, if we want to discuss about the rule number 1, let me tell you that in case of concave mirror also, we have said previously that if this is the p axis or the principal axis, if this is the principal axis and xy is the curvature of the mirror and pu is the pole, p is the pole of the mirror, then definitely a light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, a light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis right after reflecting from the surface of a convex mirror, it will start diverging, and it will start diverge in such a sense that it appears to come out from focus. It starts diverging from the point in such a manner that it appears to diverge. From that point. In case of concave mirror, what happens if we are just bringing out the comparison with concave mirror, then rule number 1 of concave mirror, it was like the line or the light ray which are coming parallel to the principal axis right after reflecting from the concave mirror, it was passing through focus. But here the focus is virtually present and the mirror that we have considered is just our diverging mirror. So, in such a case, what will happen? The light rays which is coming parallel to the principal axis right after coming and hitting the surface of the convex mirror, it is diverged in such a sense that it appears to come out from a point which we say it as the focus of the mirror. Fine. This is our rule number 1. And rule number 2 will be, our rule number 2 is that when the light is approaching towards the focus, what happens at that time? Suppose this will approach towards the focus. Suppose this light ray is approaching towards the focus. That means the light ray is coming in this sense. Suppose the light ray is coming in this direction, which is just about to approach to the focus. But as the focus is virtually present in case of convex mirror, so the light ray will not be passing through the focus. In that instant, what will happen? The light follows certain geometries that is shown like it will move parallel to the principal axis at the time. It will move parallel to the principal axis at that time. Okay. So when the light is approaching towards the focus, right after reflecting from its surface, it starts traveling parallel to the principal axis. Okay. So the vice versa case of rule number 1 is happening in case of rule number 2. And for the rule number 3, let's see if the light, instead of approaching towards the focus, if it is trying to approach toward the center of the mirror, then what will happen? मतलब अगर लाइट रे सेंटर के तरफ चलना शुरू किया, मतलब फोकस को हिट ना करके सेंटर के तरफ चलना शुरू किया, कुछ इस तरीके से चला और कुछ इस तरीके से चला कि वो सेंटर की तरफ चलेगा. सपोज दिस लाइट रे इज जस्ट अप्रोचिंग टुवर्ड्स, उल्टा तरफ से ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं हम ताकि फिगर अच्छा बने. तो लाइट रे अगर अप्रोच ऐसे कर रहा है और यहाँ पे एंगल पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस मान लो कि O है, पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस पे हिट कर रहा है मिरर को, तो वो लाइट रे हिट करने के बाद उसका जो रिफ्लेक्टेड रे है, रिफ्लेक्टेड रे किस तरीके से मूव करेगा? वो रिफ्लेक्टेड रे भी सेम पाथ से मूव करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि स्फेरिकल मिरर्स का सिमेट्री से देखे थे कि जो पॉइंट ज्वाइनिंग द सर्कमफरेंस ऑफ द मिरर, द पॉइंट ज्वाइनिंग एनी पॉइंट ऑन द मिरर एंड द सेंटर ऑफ दैट मिरर, okay, that is just normal, that is always a normal. और ये ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि सर्कल के केस में हम लोग, सर्कल जो है क्लास 10 का जो चैप्टर है सर्कल, तो उस सर्कल का एक थ्योरम मिलेगा तुम लोगों को कि टेंजेंट अगर ड्रॉ करते हैं सर्कल में, अगर टेंजेंट ड्रॉ करते हैं सर्कल में कोई भी पॉइंट में, तो सेंटर से टेंजेंट का जो डिस्टेंस बनता है, सेंटर से टेंजेंट का जो डिस्टेंस बनता है वो तो हो गया हम लोग का रेडियस. मतलब कोई भी रेडियस अपना सर्कमफरेंस में अगर कोई सा पॉइंट को टच करे तो उस पॉइंट से अगर टेंजेंट पास किया जाए तो हम लोग टेंजेंट और रेडियस के बीच 90 डिग्री का एंगल देख पाते हैं. ठीक है. तो यही जो है, यही ज्योमेट्री यहाँ पे भी फॉलो होता है, क्योंकि जो पॉइंट हम लोग का पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस है वो, उससे अगर हम लोग ऐसा सोचे कि कोई टेंजेंट पास हो रहा है, मतलब कोई टेंजेंट ऐसे निकल रहा है, तब टेंजेंट और रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर क्या हो गया? CO हो गया हम लोग का रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर. तो टेंजेंट और CO के बीच कौन सा एंगल बनेगा? 90 डिग्री का एंगल बनेगा. मतलब जो CO जो हम लोगों का हो गया वो एक्ट कर रहा है नॉर्मल के लाइक. ठीक है. So in this case, what will happen? The light ray transmitted towards the center of the mirror, it just comes back after the reflection. It comes back by the same path without any kind of deviation, without any kind of convergence or divergence. Okay. So this was our rule number 3. So rule number 4, what does it say? In case of rule number 4, we will see the same patterns as we have discussed in case of concave mirror. So if a light ray is approaching towards the pole of the mirror, if the light ray is approaching towards the pole of the mirror, or at any point it falls on any point on the mirror, then what happens? The light ray makes an angle with the principal axis here that we can see, which is known as angle of incidence. So light will sustain its laws of reflection, and by maintaining the same angle as reflected angle, it will transmit it out in this manner. Okay. So the point on the spherical mirror always tries to act like a plane mirror. Okay. So these geometries are sustained in all the cases. In previous cases also, if you see, in this case also the laws of reflection is maintained. In this case also the laws of reflection maintained. How? If I just try to draw the normal, then how to draw the normal? In this manner I need to draw. Is it? So line joining the center of curvature and the point of incidence, line joining the center of curvature and the point of incidence O is always the normal that we know. So here if you check, you will get this angle I is equal to angle R as per your convenience. That means always the laws of reflection is maintained smoothly. So in case of position 1, we will see now the image formation of a convex mirror. We are about to discuss, depending on the above rules that we have discussed, we are about to discuss about the image formation by a convex mirror. So unlike concave mirror, there was 6 cases in case of concave mirror to form the images, but here in case of a convex mirror, only two positions of the object we will find ourselves. Why? Because the center of curvature, the principal focus, all these points are virtual in case of a convex mirror, and they are in the back end of the mirror. So we will not get 6 positions of keeping our objects in front of a convex mirror. Highly 2 positions we are getting in case of forming the image by a convex mirror. So for that case, the position 1 of the object will be at infinity. As it is already written, we have mentioned here that if the position of the object is at infinity, then second position what it will be? The position will be finite. Either it is placed at infinity, that distance we cannot measure. The distance between the object and the pole of the mirror is just uncountable, or it is very long that we say it as infinity. This will be our case 1. But if we keep the object in such a finite distance, then for all the positions, whether you keep the object at 100 centimeter apart from the mirror, or at 50 centimeter apart from the mirror, 20 centimeter apart from the mirror, or 10 centimeter apart from the mirror, in this case, no such cases, means different cases rises out. That's why we only denote that if the position of the object is at a finite distance, then what happens for the image, means how the image is made in such a case. So keeping our object as we had kept in case of a concave mirror, we are keeping the object at infinity. That means we are thinking that a very large object is there which is placed at infinity, fine, which is placed at infinity. So this will be denoted as A and this will be denoted as B. Now what happens? The light rays which will come from the head of A, head of the object, that is AB, AB is the object. So from the head of the object, how many light rays which are coming, they will be always parallel to the principal axis. Why? Because we have considered that light rays coming from the infinity distance source is always parallel. On approaching to us, it is parallel. That means when we work with the sunlight, we say the sun is far away from us, and that's why we can say that sun is present at infinity. So all the light rays coming from the sun, if we examine, they appears parallel because they have to pass a longer distance, and while maintaining the longer distance, they approach in such a manner that it seems like they are parallel. Actually, they aren't parallel when they had started transmitting from the surface of the sun, but till reaching the surface of the earth, they becomes parallel in their way. Okay, so we will say that 2 parallel light rays. Suppose the 2 parallel light rays, they are coming and falling to the surface of the mirror. They are coming and falling to the surface of the mirror. What happens at that case? The rule number 1 will be followed. That means the light ray will be diverged in such a sense that it appears to come out from a point which we call it as focus. That means another light ray which is also coming from the head of the object, after reflecting from the surface of the mirror, they are diverged in such a sense, that it appears to come out from a point which we call it as the focus. Here the rule number 1 is maintained smoothly. Okay, so this is a mirror which we call it as divergence mirror or diverging mirror, which is responsible for divergence of light rays coming parallel. The light rays are diverged. That's why we say diverging mirror to the convex mirror. Okay, so all the light rays which are coming from the head of the object, after traveling an infinity distance, they are acted like they are parallel, and once they falls on the surface of a convex mirror, right after falling on the surface of a convex mirror, they diverge in such a sense that they appears to come out from a point focus. And in the similar manner, if we say that the light rays are coming from the base of the bottom of the object, will be parallel, always will be parallel to the principal axis, and in such a case also it will be diverged in such a sense, that it appears to come out from the point which is called as focus. And in this case, you can see that the image formation takes place. Where it is taking place? It is taking place at the focus. The image formation here in this case is forming at focus. So focus, the point of principal focus, is virtual to us. So for the reason, the image we are getting, that will also be virtual, because the image is forming at the back end of the mirror. That's why we say that the image forming will be always virtual in this case. And whenever the virtual image is formed, at that time a geometry is maintained in such a way that the virtual image will be always erect image also. That means the nature of the image, or if we say what will be the nature of the image, nature of the image will be, firstly, that will be virtual, and if it will be virtual, then definitely it has to be erect. It have to be erect. And secondly, we will define what will be the position of the image. The position of the image will be found as at focus. At focus, or in bracket you can mention that virtual image, or behind the mirror. You can mention at focus, behind the mirror. Fine. So lastly, we will talk about the size of the image. As you can see, a greater or large object that we had considered in previously. But what happens when the light rays are diverged by the convex mirror? The light rays are diverged, but the image formation takes place in a point size. So that's why we say that the size of the image is always highly diminished. Highly diminished, or point sized. Highly diminished or point sized. Fine. So three of the things that we have to discuss for a image quality formed by different cases placed in front of any kind of mirror. We mentioned nature, we mentioned the position, and we mentioned the size of the image. So the nature of the image is virtual and erect. Erect stands for virtual, that we cannot obtain in a screen. We cannot obtain on a screen. That can be said as, that kind of image are said as virtual. But erect, that means if the head of the object is above, upside, then definitely the image will have its head upside only. That is called as erect. And if not erect, then what it will be? It will be inverted in such a case. Fine. So how the image is formed here in case of position 1, when the object is kept at infinity, we found that the image will be point sized or highly diminished, as we have obtained in case of a concave mirror also. The same thing has maintained. So for position 2, which will be our finite distance, that means if we keep the object at any point which is our finite, where we can measure the distance between the object and the object and the mirror, then that position is said as the finite distance. Where I keep the object here, where I keep the object here, where I keep the object here or here, any point, if these distances are measurable, then their formation of image will be similar in type. Little the position of the image can be slightly this and that, but always the nature of the image that is formed when the object is kept in front of a convex mirror are same. Okay. So हम लोग अगर ए बी एक ऑब्जेक्ट को मान लिए हैं और उसको मिरर से फाइनाइट डिस्टेंस पे प्लेस करते हैं, मिरर से एक फाइनाइट डिस्टेंस पे प्लेस करते हैं, जो डिस्टेंस हम लोग का मेजरेबल है, ऐसा डिस्टेंस पे प्लेस करते हैं और फिर अलाउ करते हैं, मतलब फिर क्या देख पाएंगे कि जो इमेज फॉर्मेशन होगा वो इमेज कैसा होगा, कुछ इस तरीके से बनेगा. फर्स्ट रूल को फॉलो करें तो जो हेड ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट है वहां से एक लाइट रे पैरेलली प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस के पैरेलल में ट्रांसमिट हो रहा है और प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस का पैरेलल में ट्रांसमिट होने के बाद वो कुछ इस तरीके से डाइवर्ज हो जाएगा कि वो अपीयर करेगा, मतलब ऐसा लगेगा कि वो फोकस से निकल के आ रहा है हमारे पास, वो फोकस से निकल के हमारे पास आ रहा है. और दूसरा वाला रे को हम लोग रूल नंबर 4 को फॉलो करके भेजे तो, दूसरा वाला रे को हम लोग रूल नंबर 4 को फॉलो करके भेजे तो क्या हो सकता है, पोल पे जो लाइन बन रहा है वो लाइन कितना एंगल बना रहा है, यहाँ पे एंगल आई, तो वही सेम एंगल यहाँ पे भी मेंटेन होगा और लाइट क्या करेगा, लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा. लाइट क्या करेगा, लाइट यहाँ से रिफ्लेक्ट होके चलना शुरू करेगा. और लाइट तो चल दिया भैया इधर, लेकिन हम लोग अगर इस लाइट को एग्जामाइन करेंगे, इस लाइट को देखेंगे तो कैसा लगेगा कि लाइट पीछे का कोई पॉइंट से आ रहा होगा, ऐसा लगेगा, ऐसा प्रिटेंड होगा. और ये दो जो लाइट रेज है, लाइट रे नंबर 1 एंड लाइट रे नंबर 2, ये दोनों लाइट रे ही कहां से निकल के आ रहा था, हेड ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट से निकल के आ रहा था. तो आफ्टर रिफ्लेक्शन व्हाट हैपेंस, the light rays are diverged in such a sense that they appears to come from such point behind the mirror, to come from such point. यहाँ पे जो point of intersection है इन दोनों का पीछे, मतलब इधर तो डाइवर्ज हो रहा है, मतलब आप लोगों का लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में तो लाइट रेज ऑलवेज डाइवर्ज हो रहा है, लेकिन डाइवर्ज होने मतलब डाइवर्जिंग लाइट रेस को अगर आप लोगों के आंखों से देखोगे तो कैसा प्रिटेंड होगा, ऐसा दिखाई देगा कि कोई मतलब मिरर के पीछे कोई पॉइंट है, उस पॉइंट से वो लाइट रेस निकल के आ रहा है, ठीक है। मतलब जो पॉइंट पीछे में लिए हैं वो पॉइंट कैसा हो गया, वर्चुअल हो गया। दैट मीन्स द इमेज विल बी फॉर्म्ड हियर इज ऑलवेज वर्चुअल। और बी पोजीशन से जो लाइट रे निकलेगा वो तो प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस से सीधा पास करेगा, फिर रिफ्लेक्ट बैक करेगा। दैट मीन्स दैट will be here, the base of the image will be here, that will be also perpendicular. So in this case you can see the head of the image is maintained upside and the head of the image object was also upside. So in such a case how means what is the nature of the image? The nature of the image in such a case is virtual, and nature of the image is virtual and erect. In this case also the nature of the image is found to be as virtual and erect. But if we talk about the position of the object, position of the image, if we talk about the position of the image, then the position of the image will be in between pole and the focus of convex mirror. Means ये pole और focus के बीच, मतलब ये pole है और focus के बीच यहाँ पे बनेगा, इस distance में बनेगा, यहाँ तक का distance में always form करेगा। कोई भी finite distance में रख लो ऑब्जेक्ट को कॉन्वेक्स मिरर के सामने, तो उसका जो इमेज है वो ये पोल और फोकस के बीच ही बनेगा, हर टाइम यहाँ पे बनेगा। मतलब स्लाइटली इधर उधर हो सकता है, लेकिन इधर उधर जो होगा वो पोल और फोकस के बीच ही होगा। तो पोजीशन ऑफ द इमेज विल बी फाउंड इन बिटवीन पोल एंड फोकस ऑफ द कॉन्वेक्स मिरर। फाइन। और हम लोग अगर साइज ऑफ द इमेज देखेंगे तो साइज हो गया डिमिनिश्ड। क्यों diminished? Because the size of the object, the height of the object is not exactly equal to the height of the image. And in case of sorry, it was a nature's call, I can't restrict myself there. So the size was diminished, the size becomes diminished. That means the height of the object and the height of the image, if you examine, you will find that the object is greater in height as compared to the height of the image. Okay, so in this case we found that the size of the image will be diminished. So this all was about the discussion of the image formation by a concave mirror and a convex mirror. Now if we talk about the uses of convex mirror, then I have forgot to note a point like mentioning the uses of a convex mirror. So that uses of a convex mirror are seen in the reflectors of the street lights, that you know, reflectors of street light, like this is the street light, and the reflector inside the street light, if it is like in convex mirror, if it is placed and the bulb is just here, then what will happen? The light rays, after reflecting from the mirror, it will diverge and it will illuminate a huge path in our huge area. It will cover a huge area in our street. That's why the reflectors in street lights are always made convex in nature. Also, the rear view mirrors of the vehicles, if you are riding a bike, you will see that all the vehicles that are behind you, it just appears in the rear view mirror fixed in the vehicle, whether it is a bike or whether it is a car. So you will see that small vehicles, if you look at the mirror, you can see that small vehicles are coming behind you. Whether the vehicles are very small as it appears in the mirror? No. Then the vehicles are very big and the vehicles are at nearby distance as it appears to seem in the mirror. That means always it seems like if the bigger vehicle is there at back, the image is formed in such a manner that we can examine it very nicely. We can examine it very nicely in a short placed mirror, in a small sized placed mirror. Fine. In a small sized placed mirror, we can find the entire view of our background. That is the work of a rear view mirror that is fixed in vehicles. Okay. And also in previous days in shopping malls, to maintain the security or to avoid the theft activities, the mirrors like convex mirrors were used. How? Means if you fix a convex mirror in the corner of the shopping mall, then it will obviously take the image of a wide area. and it will make it small, and in that small mirror only the security person sitting in front of the mirror, they can examine what is happening in this vast area. By our naked eyes, if we want to check what is happening to the vast area, sometimes we may do mistake that we are unable to detect the mischievous activities that are happening. But if our focus is only to the small size mirror which is producing the image of the entire vast area, then it is suitable for us. So for such suitable cases, the convex mirror is used. Okay, we will discuss about the mirror formula now. So the formation of image that takes place is also maintaining some of the formulas, and those formulas we are going to define here today. In case of a mirror formula, if we see, that what is the mirror formula? Mirror formula states that 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Now you might be strange to get symbols like V, U and F. What is this? Sir, whether the V is final velocity, whether U is initial velocity and F is what? I do not know. So you might be confused in this sense. But let me mention that V stands for the image distance. V stands for the image distance. Suppose the object in front of a concave mirror is placed here. Suppose it is placed here. Okay. So as it is placed in between C and F, definitely the image is going to form here beyond C as per the criteria that we have mentioned in our lecture number 3. So what happens? The object distance from the pole of the mirror is counted as U. And in case of a concave mirror, the U is always negative. U is always negative. Why it is negative? As per the sign convention, all the distances measured from the pole in the left hand side of us is always measured in negative. Because if we consider the Cartesian coordinate system and pole as the origin, if we treat the pole as the origin of that coordinate system, then definitely we are measuring a distance in our left hand side. That means we are following minus x axis. That means our distances will be considered as negative. And in case of this image distance, which we say the distance between the pole of the mirror and the image of the mirror, image is V. What is V? V is the image distance for us. V is the image distance for us. And what is F? F defines the focal length of the mirror. That means the point between the distance between F, that is the focus, and the pole of the mirror. The distance between the focus and the pole of the mirror is said as the focal length of that mirror. And this small f denotes for focal length. Capital F denotes for principal focus. Okay. So small v denotes for the image distance from the pole of the mirror, and U stands for the object distance from the pole of the mirror. And as per the drawing or as per the ray diagram that will be formed in different cases, the sign convention will be maintained suitably. Okay. So this is in case of a concave mirror, but the same thing if we think for a convex mirror, suppose the object is kept at finite distance, then what you will call? The object distance is finite and this object distance will be measured in negative. Why? Because from the pole we have to move towards the left hand side to measure the distance between the object and the pole of the mirror. But image is forming in between P and F. But such kind of image, when it forms, it is between P and F of the mirror, and that's why such distance to measure we have to move along the right hand side of us. And that's why we will follow such distance, image distance, as positive in case of a convex mirror. And also the focal length is the distance between the focus and the pole of the mirror, and that focal length is also positive. Why? Because the focal length comparison to the pole of the mirror is placed in the positive x-axis direction, that means towards our right hand side. Okay, and that's why it will be positive in nature. And if we talk about the height of the image or height of the object, now in case of this concave mirror image formation, you will find the height of the object is just denoted by capital H, and this height is considered just above the principal axis. The height is measured above the principal axis. That means we are following plus y axis. We are following to plus y axis compared to the point pole. Okay, fine. And that height of the object will always be positive. But if we talk about the height of the image, which is just measured below the principal axis, that means to measure such height we need to follow the negative y axis. There is my cursor, you can find there is my cursor. So in negative y direction, we have to go to measure the height of the image in case of this case. So what happens, this height of the image which we denoted by h dash, and the object height is denoted by h. Object height was measured in positive and image height is measured in negative quantity. Fine. And similar case in case of a convex mirror will be the same. The object height here is measured as positive. Why? Because it is above the principal axis. So it is to measure the height of the image, we need to just move towards the positive y axis. That's why the height will be always positive in nature. Height will be always positive here. Okay. But the height of the object in such a case, in case of a convex mirror, is always positive. Why you say? The height h dash of the image formed by a convex mirror is always positive. Why? The similar thing is happening whether it is in right hand side of the mirror. The image is formed at right hand side of the mirror, doesn't matter. But to measure the height of the image, we need to follow plus y axis symmetry. And for a convex mirror, always the image is formed is erect. That means as the image object is kept, similarly the image will be formed. Okay. And for such a case, what happens? The height of the image is also maintained in positive quantity. Fine. So this all we have to follow in case while doing the while forming the ray diagrams and while doing the numericals. As for your sake of understanding, I have considered two numericals here. One is here and another is in the next. And these two numericals that I have considered were asked in CBSE Delhi 2012. This question was asked in CBSE Delhi 2012 and this question was asked in All India CBSE 2012 question, perhaps. So the pattern of both the question is quite similar, but one is for the concave mirror. This 1 number question is just dealing with the concave mirror and second question will deal with the convex mirror. To let you understand both the case, I have considered these two numericals. Firstly, in this question you can see that it is said that list the sign conventions for reflection of light by a spherical mirror. This part of question number 1 is just similar. This part of question number 1 is just similar to the first part of question number 2. You can see here the list the new Cartesian system convention for reflection of light by spherical mirrors. Why it is said as Cartesian sign convention? Because it follows the same thing. It follows the same thing that I have mentioned here, that it follows the Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, that's why. So you have to discuss the sign convention statement as it is mentioned 4 points, perhaps it is mentioned in your book. So those 4 points like on moving left to the pole we have to measure the distances in negative, and on moving right to the pole we have to measure the distances in positive. On moving top of the principal axis we need to follow the distances in positive, and on moving the moving down to the principal axis we need to follow the distances in negative. So all this such kind of, and another point is there that the light ray is emerging from, always it is from left hand side towards the right hand side. This geometry is also followed in case of the sign conventions or the Cartesian sign convention. Okay. So these points you highlight yourself. Let us move to the numericals now. Draw a diagram. The second part of the question says draw a diagram and apply these sign conventions in determination of the focal length. Means what we need to find, we need to find the focal length of the mirror, and then focal length of the spherical mirror which forms a 3 times magnified real image of the object. Sorry, I forgot to mention another formula, that is the formula for magnification that I had highlighted, but I have just missed the point before. So if I talk about the magnification means if the object is this much and the image is this much, then what happens? The object is smaller, image is bigger. In such a case, a magnified image is we are getting. That means enlarged image we are getting. So for such a case we say that the image is magnified. Okay, and that magnification parameter is just denoted in such a manner. That magnification parameter is the ratio of height of the image divided by height of the image to the height of the object, and which is also equal in case of the image distance and object distance. If we try to maintain our formula of magnification, then we need to mention in case of mirror the magnification formula will be minus v by u. Okay, where v is the image distance and u is the object distance. For such a case, minus v by u will be the formula for magnification of any kind of mirror, any kind of spherical mirror. Fine. So in such a case, you can see that if the magnification is positive, if magnification is greater than 0, if magnification is greater than 0, that means, or sorry, it's not greater than 0, if it is greater than 1, that what does it mean? If the magnification is greater than 1, let me mention here that if magnification is greater than 1, that means height of the image by height of the object is greater than 1, or which implies that height of the image is just greater than height of the object. In that such a case, when the magnification is greater than 1, we say that the image size will be magnified. Image size will be magnified. Why? Because you can see here, however the height of the object was, it gets magnified, means the height of the image is greater than that. That means after forming the image, the height of the object gets magnified. Height of the object gets magnified in image. Fine. For which parameter? When mirror magnification m, magnification is denoted by m, so that magnification is greater than 1 in that case. Okay. And if the magnification is equal to 1, what does it mean? Magnification is equal to 1, that means h dash by h is equal to 1. In that case we can say h is equal to h. Can we say? Definitely we can say. In such a case, the equal size of the image will be formed. Equal size of the object and image are obtained. Fine. Height of the image is equal to height of the object when the magnification is plus 1, or that we say as plus 1, or and also if the magnification is less than 1, then what we can say? Magnification is less than 1, that means h dash is less than h. In such a case, we can say that magnification is less than 1, that means magnified image we are not obtaining. The reverse of the magnified image, that means the diminished image we are getting. The image will be diminished or highly diminished as per the quantity of magnification that we will obtain. Fine. So these were the implications of the magnification formula for mirror. Okay. So here it is said that in this question, again coming back to the question, it is said that apply these conventions in determination of the focal length of a spherical mirror, which forms a 3 times magnified real image. Which forms a 3 times magnified real image. That means magnification is 3. That means magnification is 3. Or from here, what we can obtain? That magnification is equal to h dash by h, which is equal to 3 as per the question. And that's why what we can say? We can say that h dash is equal to 3 of h. Now you can get that what it is said, that the spherical mirror which forms a 3 times magnified real image. 3 times magnified real image. That means the height of the image will be thrice the height of the object in such a case. Okay. And when does it forms? When this thing forms? When the object is placed 16 meter in front of it. The object distance is taken as 16 centimeter. Object distance is taken as 16 centimeter here. Why? Because object is placed in front of the mirror at 16 centimeter apart. That's why the 16 centimeter will be the object distance. But here, what kind of mirror is considered, it is not mentioned fully, is it? But a clue is given. The clue is our real image formation. Out of concave mirror and convex mirror, now you determine all the 6 cases for concave mirror and 2 cases for convex mirror. If you examine, in case of convex mirror, you will never get real images. Okay, that will be always virtual, and that is forming at the back end of the mirror that we have seen above. But the real image can be formed by a concave mirror, and we are talking about the spherical mirrors. That means what kind of mirror we will consider here? We will consider the concave mirror here. Okay, we will consider the concave mirror here. Now for this concave mirror, let us check. Such geometries will be followed again. Okay, now you can see that if this is the center of curvature and this midpoint is the focus of the mirror, then what happens? How far distance apart the object is kept? That is 16 centimeter, and the object will always be kept in the left hand side of the mirror. Object I need to keep here, or whether it is here, I do not know, because I do not know the exact position of the image, exact position of the object here, because I do not know the focal length of the mirror. That's why I can't say where the object is kept. Firstly, I need to find the focal length of the mirror to say how much apart this 16 centimeter becomes. Okay, but we can say that the object distance in case of a concave mirror, as we have saw in the previous case, as in this case, see, in this case we had said that the object distance for a concave mirror is always measured in negative quantity. That's why as per the sign convention, the object distance will be negative 16 meter. Okay, that will be negative 16 meter. And always when the image is forming, that is real, then definitely inverted image is going to form. And for that case, the height of the object, if it is positive, then definitely height of the image will be obtained as a negative quantity. But we have not considered the sign convention in case of magnification here. Let's see what will happen. The magnification will be sustained automatically. Okay, if we sustain the magnification by u. Now, what can be found out from this case? The magnification is given as 3. That means, if we do not mention this formula, magnification, if we take this formula, means h dash by h, we will not get a benefit here, because we need to find the focus and we are supplied by u. That means another quantity we are desiring for, that is the v of the mirror, v of the numerical. That means the image distance we need to follow firstly before finding the focus, and to do so we will maintain this formula, like magnification is equal to minus v by u. This formula we are going to mention here. So magnification is equal to minus v by u is equal to 3. And definitely if you are going to place u as per sign convention, this is 16 centimeter, this is 16 centimeter, and this is 3. And definitely what is happening here? Here it is happening like you can see v minus will get cancelled, and v is equal to 3 into 16 centimeter is equal to 48 centimeter. We have found only the magnitude of the v. We have only found the magnitude of the image distance. Magnitude of the image distance is found as 48 centimeter in this case. Okay, but v, where it will be now? Whether the v will be positive or whether the v will be negative, this is our question, because we are about to follow this formula, like 1 by f is equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v. So to solve for f, we need to put the value of v as well as the value of u, but the u is taken as negative, that we know, but v will be positive or negative. How can you understand? How can you understand in this case that what is going to happen? Okay, so definitely if you see that or image distance in case of a object, object distance in case of a object, in case of concave mirror is taken as negative. That means when the real image is forming, the real image always forms in front of the mirror. Where it will form? Here or here, something in such a positions, the image will be formed. That means the image distance will always be measured in negative x-axis direction. That's why the image distance that we will consider here, that will always be negative. As per the sign convention, v will be negative 48 centimeter. Fine. So here on putting the value of u and v as per sign convention, let me put here 16 and plus, and that will be 1 by v. V stands for minus 48. So as a result, minus will be maintained suitably, minus taken common, and can we mention it in this manner, that 48 and upside it will be 3, because 16 is there, and just follow the numerical very smoothly as per your convenience, and then this will be like plus 1. Okay, as a result what we are getting here, minus 4 by 48 or if we cut 4, 12, do we obtain? Definitely 1 by f in the left hand side, 1 by f in the left hand side. So if we take the reciprocal of the focal length, then it will be like minus 12 by 1, which is equal to minus 12, and all these distances are measured in centimeters, so the unit of focal length will be in centimeter only. So what is the focal length of the mirror? What is the focal length? Sorry, what is the focal length of the mirror? Yes, what is the focal length of the mirror? The focal length of the mirror will be minus 12 centimeter. That means that means the focal length is 12 centimeter. Without sign convention, if we consider, this is 12 centimeter, and definitely the distance between C and F will also be 12 centimeter. That means total distance from P to C, will be 2 of F. That means 2 of 12 centimeter. 2 of 12 centimeter, that is equal to 24 centimeter. This is our distance. Now image distance is 16 centimeter. What is the image distance? Image distance is 16 centimeter, which is greater than the focal length but less than the 24 centimeter, which is the radius of curvature. So where the image will be placed in this case, where the image will be placed in this case, where the object will be placed in this case, such of the distance, such of the case will be for the object. The object is kept here because this distance we can say it as 16 centimeter. I am not just considering the sign conventions here while drawing the ray diagram, okay. And when the image object is placed in between C and F of the mirror, then what you can get? You will get the image beyond C. You are about to obtain the image beyond C because light traveling parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus, okay, will pass through the focus, and the light traveling through point P will be maintained suitably, by making angle I is equal to angle R, and as you can see that if we maintain the geometries very well, the image is about to form beyond C. And why it is beyond C? You can see how it is beyond C. This is the image distance, and image distance is how much? Minus 48 centimeter. So this image distance will be 48 centimeter. Okay. So this is going to be the ray diagram for this numerical. So everything we have sorted out in this case or in this numerical. So what was asked? It was asked to determine the focal length. So definitely we have found the focal length of the mirror, that is minus 12 centimeter. But to define the focal length of the mirror, what we have made? We had to follow this V firstly from the formula of magnification. So by switching both the formulas of mirrors, that is 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F, and M is equal to H dash by H, or M is equal to minus V by U. And by sustaining the sign conventions very suitably, we need to follow the numericals in such a manner, okay. And if you need any topic discussions or more questions practice on this chapter or on the numericals based on the chapter of light, then let me know in the comment section. I will try to maintain that for you peoples. Now let us talk about the question number 2. And in case of the question number 2, you see the same thing is happening. The first question is just similar. List the new Cartesian sign convention for reflection of light by spherical mirrors. So you have to write all the points of sign conventions that is mentioned in any of the textbooks, okay, or you can follow the NCERT textbook, better to follow, because to perform very good result in your board exam, it is desirable to follow. It is very good to follow, very excellent to follow NCERT book very smoothly. Draw a diagram and apply these conventions for calculating. Here the second part of the question, it says draw a ray diagram, and apply these conventions for calculating the focal length. Again we need to calculate the focal length and the nature of the spherical mirror. Oh, in the previous case also we can find the nature of the image, na? And what is the nature of the image in this case? Definitely you know that when V is just 48, that means V is greater than U, or we have already mentioned that H dash is equal to 3 of H. That means whatever the size of the object, that will be multiplied thrice, and that bigger height will be for the image, okay. That means always a magnified image we are obtaining, and the image is always forming real, as it is already mentioned that the image formation is real, and if it is real, it should be inverted, as it is found in our case it is inverted. So real inverted, and it will be highly enlarged, magnified by 3 times we can say in this case. But in the second case of the question, we can see we have to find the nature of the spherical mirror, which forms a 1 by 3 times magnified virtual image of an object placed 18 centimeter in front of it. Now here no clue is given, only it is said virtual image is formed, but the magnification is given as 1 by 3, okay. But if you talk about this concave mirror, suppose this is a concave mirror and virtual image is required to form in case of a concave mirror. Suppose this is, means roughly I need to draw, let me draw. But if you take the position where the virtual image forms by a concave mirror, in such a case what happens? The virtual image formed by a concave mirror is always enlarged. When it is forming back end of the mirror, it is virtual. In case of a concave mirror, means the 6th case of the concave mirror will be seen here. And if we see the 6th case of the concave mirror that we have discussed in previous lectures, we can see that the small object was placed, its bigger image we are getting. definitely if this is so, then we are not able to get the magnification less than 1, but here magnification is given as less than 1, which is 1 by 3. That means the case of concave mirror will not be sustained here. So virtual image is forming and the magnification is less than 1, that means convex mirror cases will rises out here. So very smoothly you need to point out that which mirror suitably to consider for our numerical. You have to decide then, you have to practice little a bit for that. So magnification is equal to 1 by 3 times, okay. And what kind of mirror we have to assume? We have to assume the convex mirror here, okay. We have to assume the convex mirror here, okay. Fine. So this will be the pole, this bracket is colored, these things you have to fix very nicely. I am doing rough here, and this will be your center of curvature and this will be your focus. Now you see what happens, is happening. Any other clue is given? Yes, this is said that the virtual image of an object placed 18 centimeter in front of it. That means where the object is placed here. Both the case can be there, two cases can be there for a convex mirror. One, the object is placed at infinity, and the second is object is placed at finite distance, and the finite distance here in case, the finite distance case will be taken. Why? Because 18 centimeter is already given, this distance is measurable. That's why we say that u is equal to 18 centimeter. It is already supplied, okay. U is equal to 18 centimeter, it is already supplied. And as the object distance is measured in the negative x-axis direction, that's why the u will be negative as per sign convention. So as per the sign convention, u is equal to negative 18 centimeter. Fine. So you see, by the use of magnification formula, magnification is equal to minus v by u, that we know for a spherical mirror. That means minus v by u is equal to how much magnification? Magnification parameter is given as 1 by 3. Now if you are about to put v is equal to how much, it will come minus 1 by 3 into u. And what is u? U is equal to 1 by 3 into u is equal to how much? U is equal to minus 18, and definitely what we are getting here, 6, and this is minus positive 6 centimeter. The value of v is in positive sense, okay, and it is not telling whether it is in positive direction or whether it will be taken means at the right hand side of the mirror or at the left hand side of the mirror. We have to consider the sign convention here. But if we just relate the case with the case that we have studied in case of a convex mirror, then we can say that the second case is applying where the image is formed, diminished, but it is formed at the right hand side of the mirror. At the right hand side of the mirror, the image is formed. That means v will be this much distance, okay, and if this distance is v, then this will be always positive. This distance is always positive. So the v will be taken here will always be positive only, okay. What we have got, that will be similar. Negative sign we need not to take here in this case. Why? Because the image distance is measured in the positive x-axis direction. Let us say what will be the focal length. Let us say what will be the focal length in this case. Let us say what will be the focal length in the case. So by using the mirror formula, we can say 1 by v, f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u, and as a result 1 by f will be equal to 1 by v, that means 6 plus 6, and plus 1 by u is equal to minus 18. It was given, where it was given, u is equal to minus 18 centimeter was given. So you keep doing this, in the previous case, okay, we will talk about. So 18 here, that will be 3, and minus will be sustained, and then 2 will come. As a result, what we are getting here, 1 by f, finally we are getting as 1 by 18, and that's why f, that is the focal length, will be plus 18 centimeter that we have got here. And here the focal length is automatically coming with its sign convention. Focal length is automatically coming with its sign convention. Here in the previous case also we have seen that the focal length is coming with the sign negative. That means the focal length for a concave mirror is always in negative direction. Fine? Is it fine? So in case of the focal length for a concave mirror, we can see that focal length is measured in the negative x-axis. That's why the sign convention is sustained. If both the quantities, any of the two quantities in this mirror formula, we are sustaining with the sign convention, then the third quantity definitely it will sustain automatically. Okay. So how the image will be formed in this case? So we are here to form the image. Let us see how the image, or it is mentioned now already that draw a diagram. So we need to form the diagram also. Ray diagram we need to form. This will be our principal axis, and this will be our pole, this will be our center of curvature, and this is our focal length, focus, and the focal length is given as how much we have got? 18 centimeter we have got. So focal length is obtained as 18 centimeter. Okay, this will be the 18 centimeter focal length, and it is virtual. That's why positive x-axis is considered here. Okay. Now, if the object is placed at 18 centimeter, let us suppose this is the 18 centimeter, then where the image will be formed? Light rays traveling parallel to the mirror, parallel to the principal axis, and after the reflection from the surface of the mirror, it will transmit in such a sense, that it appears to come out from a point on the back, which is our focus. This is our rule number 1 that we have studied earlier. And the second thing will be that when the light ray falls on the pole of the mirror, it follows angle I is equal to angle R parameter, and it starts coming here in this manner. So in such a case, what can we see? That the light ray, if we examine this light ray, it forms like seems like it is coming from the back, and thus the image is formed here is this tiny image. This will be A dash and B dash. If this is A and B, then this will be A dash and B dash. Also, do not forget to mention the aperture of the mirror by x, y, or whatever you like. Okay. So this is our ray diagram that is formed. So I hope this makes a clear concept to you regarding what, and here definitely you see much physics is not there, only numerical steps involved is having mathematics, pure mathematics it is having, and certainly following certain geometries. But the physics was there when we considered that the object is placed at infinity, and from the head of the object the light rays are coming. Means after traveling a lot of distance it will be parallel. We have considered parallel. There it was a physics, and physics was there when we have said that line always travels rectilinear in rectilinear motion. Physics is maintained well when we were talking about the laws of reflection. There was a physics, but except apart from all these things, only the mathematics thing that is left behind. Okay, physics will be there when you will say that the virtual image is formed in such a case. The nature of the image will be what? In such a case, nature of the image for this numerical will be virtual as it is seen, and it will be erect. Okay, and it is already said that the magnification is 1/3. That means image is diminished. So this will be our nature of the image. Fine, nature and the size of the image. Okay, so these things we have made it clear. So you put your intelligence all way to define. So the nature, what we are mentioning, the size we are mentioning, the last discussion content in physics, but generally to draw out the physical essence of any of the physical things or physical cases, we need to follow our steps with the help of mathematics. So mathematics acts like a mathematical tool to describe physics here. Okay, till there let us complete our class, or let us keep our class complete till this point, and we will start defining the topic of refraction. We will start defining the topic of refraction. Let's see which of the topic we have covered. So here image formation by a convex mirror is completed. The uses of convex mirror is completed. Formulas related to the spherical mirror along with few of the numericals is already completed. So lastly, we need to see the refraction part of light. Okay, refraction of the light. That section is about to be discussed, and more, I think like more 3 or 4 sessions is required to clear the chapter out. So keep observing all these lectures that is made previously, and that lecture will also be uploaded. And for your sake of reference, the reflection till reflection everything is completed. I will try to attach the same PDF in the description of this video. Please check out the PDF for your reference or for your notes if you like. Okay, so thank you.